Hello, Abraham. I would like some help and assistance with practice of getting really solidly, stably in my vortex around, I guess, a miraculous dream that is not so new, but now has gotten a fresh start again on this cruise. I am the fiancée of the screenwriter, and I am a director of films. And this screenplay that we have collaborated on is brilliant and wonderful, and it's a big project. And there are so many components that I know are in the vortex and ready to come together. And I think I could use a bit of confidence building around my ability to be a collaborative component in directing the film.
Well, the conversation that we had with our friend earlier about coming generally into the vortex and maintaining your stability there long enough that the general becomes more specific is really a very good conversation to precede this conversation, because clearly you have been in alignment to have come this far with the collaboration. In other words, you can feel that you've got hold of something really wonderful. And as long as you're thinking those thoughts, and they're not necessarily general thoughts, because some of them are rather specific thoughts, but you can feel how far you can go in the thinking about this before you hit the rough water, so to speak.
Right.
And so what we want to encourage all of you to do, and especially in a situation where you have something specific that you want to expand and develop and fund and produce and market, is that you be satisfied with the general alignment of it.
Okay.
Because it is our promise to you, the general alignment will turn into more specific alignment if you will allow the general alignment to stand. Okay. And this is the power of the vortex. In other words, the vortex is gathering the cooperative components. You used a future tense word when you said will be in the vortex. It already is.
Right.
All of the components are there. The components are there, and they have already come together. Vibrationally, they've come together. You just don't have clear view of them, which is what's making you feel insecure.
Right.
So what you're asking of us is to help you feel more secure in a general, blurred view.
Okay.
Because if you try to look more specifically than you are vibrationally ready to look, you lose ground in the vortex. So it gets worse, not better. And you've already experienced a little bit of that by trying to push it, you see.
Right.
So we want to say to you that the project is magnificent, and it will unfold, and it's going to please you in ways that we cannot even begin to describe. And as you hear those words and revel in them, that really is the work at this time. But you want to be able to cue those words up for yourself and not need someone else to cue them up.
Right.
People quite often want us to look into the future and give them a positive forecast.
Right.
Which we are happy to do because we see what's in the vortex. But there is a disadvantage to you wanting us to give you, and you weren't really asking for it in that unique way, but for us to give you a positive forecast, because it weakens your ability to feel satisfied in the general knowledge that you now hold. If there was knowledge that we could just zap you with so that you'd really get it and it would be yours forevermore, it would be, once you've come this far, it can't go wrong. Once you've come this far, it cannot go wrong. But when you stop having fun because worry becomes more dominant, now it's not going wrong, it's just slowing down.
Right. Okay.
You see.
Got it.
So it's just a matter of not trying to get the cart before the horse and having fun in the process. And the thing about creating things like this, you know that so much of the creation took place before there were any written words. You know that. So much of the creation took place before there was any really concrete collaboration. You know that. And yet now it's hard to call it a reality until all these people and places and funding, everything gets into place, it's hard to accept it as a reality that is becoming. And so what we want to assist you in doing is being satisfied with the vibrational reality, satisfied with the feeling of it, satisfied with the knowing of it, satisfied with the satisfaction of it. In other words, don't need it to manifest in order to feel good. And when you don't need it to manifest in order to feel exhilaration about it, the manifestation has to come. We want to go back to our friend earlier who sort of cued us up on this conversation to begin with, as we were going into the general lock of the vortex canal and so forth into the others. If you can maintain your awareness, once you have knowledge of this vibrational realm, and once you are able to find satisfaction through the direction of your thought, you have it made. Once do you accept the idea of a vibrational environment of creativity that exists in powerful form before it comes into the full view of others?
Absolutely.
Of course you do. It's what a movie in the making always is. You all conceived it, you thought of it, you dreamed it into place, you molded it into place, you chose the people who would perform, you chose the location, you got it all framed up. It was all vivid in your mind before any of it was on film. It existed long before anyone else got a look at it. And that's just what a vortex is like. It's the film in the making, you see. It's all the fun you're having before you let the audience in on it. Yes. That's really what it is. Yeah. And so as you're really having fun before you let the audience in, so you're having fun before you let the actors in, you're having fun before you let the true funding in, you're having fun before anybody else gets there, because it's your creation, but you're having fun. And as sure as you will put it on film, and as sure as you will put it on screens, and as sure as people will come and watch it, it exists already in the vortex, you see. Yes!
Thank you. And I know all that to be very true.
Yeah.
And